Oh, hey, how are you today? I am so excited you joined me today. I finished a pattern and I wrote it. I'm so excited. All right, so finishing a project in and of itself is super exciting. But to be able to write down the pattern and then publish it, even though my audience might be small, putting it on paper and making a PDF is super exciting. Yes, super exciting. So I'm here to celebrate with you, but also to share it with you because I'm really excited about this pattern. It's called the Winding Path Cowl, and I have it right here. Look at it. Hand spun yarn. I spun all this yarn myself. Just take a look at the beautifulness of that yarn and the texture. So I wanted to try something with cables. And I'd found a pattern I liked, but in that same awkward situation of, will this work with my hand spun yarn? So that's a big question I'm finding is I love to spin yarn, but I have an entire box of it, like right over here, trying to sell it. So if you visit goatyarns.com, I have some of my yarn for sale if you're interested. But also I want to use it, right? Why make beautiful yarn if I can't use it in something? And so finding patterns has been really hard. Uh, Trying to guess. Sometimes what I do is I mix and match. So if I know that there's a contrast color in a pattern, then I'm like, okay, I'll use hand spun for that and a premium yarn for the other part. But still, that with the thick and thin texture and stuff, I was like, I really need a good pattern, and I'm a beginner at cables. Been terrified of them because I don't like that really long cable needle. It's awkward. I found a tool for that. That'll be in the next episode. But I just wanted to do just cables. So this texture is created by just doing um, the 6-row repeat, and the cable is just a repeat of 4-stitch repeat. Same cable all across, so you practice the cable. Um, I felt really comfortable after I was done with this and ready to tackle my next cable pattern. What I like about it is it's short. Um, I used about 4 ounces of hand spun yarn for this, a little bit less, but close enough. And I wrote the pattern. So super excited. It's so soft. Um, yeah, and so just to go into a little bit of how I write patterns, I'm getting into the rhythm. This is my second finished pattern. The blessings wrap will probably be my third one, and I have swatched on a fourth. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to find out when I'm going to release my next few patterns, especially the blessing wrap. Because I think that one, everyone will like that one because it's crochet, a little bit different. So anyway, so this is what I do. I start with an idea in my head, a picture of, okay, I can't find something and I want to use hand spun yarn. What is it going to look like? So I take my notebook. This is my pattern notebook. Thank you to Grace the Shepherdess. Think big, start small, don't quit. And that's what we do when we write patterns. I open it up. I start thinking about, I write down, what's the pattern going to be? What needles do I think I'm going to use? And then I start a swatch. And so I keep all my swatches in here as well. This is for my hat pattern. This is for something that's in the near future. This is my blessings wrap. I attached the yarn that goes with it. Um, so I swatch and I measure my gauge. I also for this one, I don't know where my swatch for my Winding Path Cowl went. I also practiced the pattern for a winding wrap, the cable pattern, in the swatch. So I got to feel for what it was like. And I think I might have redid that swatch like 2 or 3 times to really get a feel for what I wanted the cowl to look like. Simple texture, but easy to follow. So that swatch becomes really important. And then I do the math to figure out how how long I want it. and how many stitches to cast on, and then I started knitting. This one went really by really quickly. I think if I were recommending someone to do it again, I'd pick maybe something that's a little less bulky, maybe, because I do some thick and thins. Um, Overall, I used a 2-ply hand spun yarn, probably in the the worsted to bulky weight category. Um, and I like how my ribbing turned out with this yarn. You can see it, and but you can see there's some little bulkier pieces there. But I really like the texture. And so that's something that I'm going to begin playing with is how to incorporate texture with your hand spun yarn, because the hand spun yarn itself has so much texture. So if you just do a plain stockinette stitch, you're just going to get this beautiful fabric texture. Um, and so sometimes doing any pattern stitches will just kind of fade into the background because the um the yarn itself is just so textury. That's a word, textury. And so you got to be kind of careful with that. And but I really liked how this one turned out. So if you're interested in downloading my Winding Path Cowl, it is currently free. The link for the pattern will be in the comments below. Thank you for joining me today.